our first interview on Zoom. Just wanted you to sort of introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a bit, well, you know, you and the club you work at, really, is the first question.
Yeah. Well, I'm Chris Johnson, and I'm the groundsman at Knebworth Park Cricket Club. And over time, I've been involved with the club for many years, probably about 60 years, starting when I was about 10. A couple of years ago, when I retired from work, I saw the opportunity the club really needed somebody to do the ground, so I kind of held my hand up to go into it. So I'm the groundsman, but I dictate away, or let's say dictate, I arrange the fixtures program so that we have a really packed program where we're probably playing cricket on both our two squares about 6 times a week. Now, we're in Hertfordshire, where we have 2 squares on the ground. We're kind of semi-rural. We're on the edge of a village in front of Knebworth House, so it's a lovely setting, and people love playing cricket there. Over time, the ground has been kept in pretty good nick, but generally speaking, the groundsmen before me have all had day jobs, and so I'm able to devote that little bit more time to working on it. And perhaps in the past we haven't done so much work in the winter, and I'm doing that, and that helps to really make the 2 squares perform pretty well during the season. Everybody compliments on the fact that there's a little bit in the bowler, but also good batting tracks.
Yeah. So what have you been up to recently, Chris, with all this bad weather?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said.
Sorry, Chris. So recently, with all this bad weather, have you been able to get on much?
Yeah, a little bit. The thing is that when it was raining a lot, and growth was poor, because it was a real challenge in actually getting the renovations done, because we finished late last season, later than usual. We use a contractor to get the renovations done, and that we just about squeezed that in before the rain really came in on a consistent day by day. And then I was getting worried that the seed wasn't going to germinate, and I could visualize having to reseed totally in March. But as it happens, it's all come through pretty well, and we've changed the seed this year, and the ends, while a bit patchy, there's growth there, and which at times there wasn't last year. So all in all, I think it's gone pretty well.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. So what do you like least about your job and most about the role? Sorry, not a job, is it? But more vocation and
well, it is a job in a way. But what I like is seeing enjoying their cricket there, getting. I believe in getting as much cricket played as possible. We're a summer-only club. It's cricket only, and it's about getting as much cricket packed into the season as we can, but all the time attaining good standards. So I enjoy that, seeing the ground in good shape. What I don't like is when matches are interfered by weather, and perhaps sometimes when I want people to help me and they're not quite so good. But a lot of the time, the guys are really good.
Yeah, we all kind of know that feeling. Yeah, that's great, Chris. Thank you for that. And what makes someone a groundsman? Put in so much, like you put so much time and commitment, and you put everything into that role at your club, and just for the outsiders, what would they think of, why would you do that?
Well, I suppose I enjoy doing it. It keeps the mind in good shape in retirement, and that you see the benefits, and you enjoy seeing. I suppose in my working life in PR, I wanted to see my work getting good results. And so with this, I like seeing the groundsmanship getting good results. But also, it's just a fantastic place to be in daytime. I mean, it really is, and it really that buoys you up. And so, yeah, I think that it's the environment and seeing people enjoying themselves.
You live not far from your ground, is that correct? Not too far.
Yeah, just around. Yeah, just around the corner. So I'm able to kind of say go in there for a couple of hours. Perhaps it's a little bit. It's a lot more during the summer, and attend to things and making sure that you know it's all looking good and I've got all the jobs done. So it is easy in that respect. Yeah.
What sort of hours do you find yourself putting in the summer?
I don't know. I've never really counted them up, but they're pretty heavy. I mean, I would say that I'm probably doing near to 40 hours a week. But and it's 7 days. But I tend to manage my day by doing the work in the mornings, having a break in the middle of the day where me and my partner would go for a walk, and then pitching up when there's due to be perhaps a juniors game in the afternoon. But of course, during the school holidays, we do a lot of work with Hertfordshire. So the Hertfordshire run their youth program at our ground, and that is virtually every day of school holidays from 10 in the morning till 4. So I get up there early to set it up for them, and then have to then catch up with everything at the end of the day. So it's a different element of managing the ground, and that actually does create tough problems in the summer in end repairs and looking to actually get the tracks in good shape for the weekend.
And any tricks for that you've learned, or ways of managing it that you could pass on possibly? I know you quite like your seep hose, is it?
Yeah, yes, I've got the hose to do it. I think the other thing this year, which was a big help, was getting a liquid a sprayer so that we can feed with a liquid feed. That made a big difference. I think we also I try and manage the square so we get multiple use out of it. So the first team would have first choice of a track, then the following week the second team, and also any Sunday games we would stack in on that as well. So kind of get multiple use. Also, I have the square managed so that the juniors are in one area. So I've got a block really for junior cricket. Also, senior training is done on match wickets, so that if once a match wicket's coming to the end of its lifespan, then I'm using that as a practice surface. So I've got to kind of we've got our main square is quite big, 16 strips. So there's a bit of kind of wriggle room. And then the bottom ground was only got 7 strips, so really everything there has got to work really hard. But bearing in mind the thirds and fourths don't put as much stress onto the bottom ground as the first and second team would on the main ground.
Brilliant, Chris. And on to the last question, which is what is the biggest thing you've learned as a groundsman that you'd pass on to other people possibly, or do you just
I think, yeah, I mean, I'll keep on pumping it out, but the verticutter was a real plus. And I think the other thing is listening to what people who've done it, done groundsmanship much longer than me, and learning from what they're saying, but you've got to kind of know what suits your surface. So there'll be things that some people would say they're doing, but then have I got the resources to do that? So we've got to really, we don't have masses of resources, but it's not bad, and it's about making those, making best use of those. And I think that it's that advice that is important. And the verticutter, I mean, our county pitch advisor pointed me towards that. And I'll never forget the first time I used the verticutter. It must have taken me 90 minutes on the Dennis to get the verticutter in when it's meant to take you 20 seconds. But I soon learned the easy way of doing it. So it's about also thinking about what really good groundsmen are doing and seeing how you can actually get that to work for yourself, or getting something that will do the job.
Thanks, Chris. That was really good, Matt. Thank you very much for the taking the time out this evening to do this interview with us. And you know, you did an amazing job for your club, and I think you're pretty much gold dust to them. So, and thanks to all you know for what you contribute towards our community as well. You're always inputting and being positive, and so yeah, really thank you very much for joining us this evening, mate.
Absolute pleasure. Good to talk to you.
Okay, mate. Thank you.
All right, cheers.